Costa Rica, a country rich in rainforests. And of all the nations in the world, none has set a greater percentage of its land aside for national parks and preservation. But Costa Rica is a small country. It accounts for about a fraction of the world's rainforests, and parks and preserves don't mean total protection.
We got great laws, but we got nobody to enforce them.
American expatriate Dr. Jim McClellan came to Costa Rica because of the environment.
The country's the size of West Virginia, okay? 30% of it is reserved or preserved. 30% of West Virginia is not very big. Open your head. Open your head.
To protect its rainforests, the Costa Rican government is trying to make them more profitable as a source of tourism than a source of rare and exotic woods. And to that end, some rather unique forms of access to the rainforest have been created for tourists.
Back in the 70s, Costa Rica actually had 70% of the whole area pretty much covered by forest. In the 80s, that 70% went to 25%.
Dr. Raul Rivero is Director of Education at Selby Gardens in Sarasota. It is one of our nation's premier centers of botanical research, and Selby scientists are working closely with the Costa Rican people to help them preserve their remaining rainforests and unlock the myriad of secrets they hold. Dr. Rivero says the key to saving the forests is simple economics. The trees are worth more to the people growing in a forest than going to a mill.
Ecotourism is probably the highest source of income for Costa Rica. And I think it will be an ideal way to promote conservation.
To that end, Selby has established an intern program to help develop young Costa Rican scientists who can return to their country and act as environmental ambassadors. We traveled to the town of Monteverde to meet one of them, Gabriel Barbozo. He has established the smallest orchid garden in the world. Oh, the garden isn't small, but the orchids are. Gabriel speaks very little English, but Raul says orchids speak volumes about our need to save the rainforests.
Because we don't understand, first of all, what are going to be the next sources for the cure of cancer, for example. Might be in there. One of those orchids might be the future cure of cancer or many other kind of serious diseases that we have.
Oh man, this is amazing. I love it.
Adios. Ecotourism in Costa Rica can be pretty exciting, but it doesn't have to be this exciting. There are other more conventional ways of getting around while still staying high above the ground. There are canopy hikes you can take that include several suspension bridges through or above the canopy and miles of trails along the floor of the forest. And when you get tired of walking, you can take an aerial tram through different levels of the canopy. It was on this ride that we met Martha Mora.
The area we're passing right now, this is a secondary forest. As you can see, the very short vegetation tells you that big trees were cut or something happened with the big trees a long time ago, and the vegetation is growing back.
A young environmentalist who hopes to someday intern at Selby herself. Martha's passion for the ecology of her country is inspiring to everyone she meets. And fortunately, she's meeting lots of school children.
About twice or three times per week, we bring big groups of students to spend the day in here to learn about nature, and we try to share with them as much as possible and to plant the seed of conservation.
Many of those seeds come from Selby Gardens in the form of instructional flyers, which are distributed by newspapers to school teachers throughout Costa Rica.
For every school teacher you train and you provide resources, you have to multiply that by 25. That means the number of students that actually is per classroom. In that way, we can actually have as much impact as possible in the whole country.
The Costa Rican people are highly patriotic. Children learn to take pride in their country at a very early age. Raul believes that with understanding and the next generation, that pride will include a strong commitment to the environment.
Most of those students, for sure, they live in one area, then they have the rainforest close by, and they probably haven't realized how important they are. I think It's a great message for the next generation. Now we understand exactly how fragile those ecosystems are and how beneficial they are for us.